Okay, this is Group 6, Spring 2020 Senior Design. This is our current state as of March 12th, 2020. We have our Arduino Mega 2560 dev board that we've been working for software development throughout Senior Design. We have our the ADXL accelerometer that provides plus minus 3G of sensitivity. And then we have the SIM 808 cellular module to send text messages and GPS capabilities. Right now we have the cellular capability. We still need to do a little bit more software development on getting the GPS transmission to pull down, but that shouldn't take too long. Right now, how this works is the ADXL, or sorry, the AT Mega 2560 is pulling in information from the car from the OBD and then displaying it on the OLED sensor, which we have just counting up as a counter right now as we're not in a vehicle. What's going to happen is on the SIM 808, once the accelerometer here picks up a crash just by flicking it up like that, it's going to send a text message over to this phone, which it just did. Then we can go in to the link that it sent and then pull up the location of the device. This is our PCB. We got it a few weeks ago and got all the parts loaded up last week. What we did get to work was the microcontroller we got to program via the jumper cables located here. Once we did that, we were able to get the OLED plugged into J3 and then display information just as we did the dev board. In the coming weeks, we would like to send out a new revision for the board to adjust for power issues that we discovered while testing on the development environment, and then put all of the remaining parts onto that board, and then continue testing with both the hardware that we have here and the application that will handle the navigation routing that is on the left side of the display. And you can see that the display is mirrored. So if we were to show this reflected off of a display, just as we would in the vehicle, let me see if I can get this in the right orientation here. You can see that it's adjusted for the reverse side for mirroring. Now we will have the lenses accustomed, or I don't know. We will have the lenses attached to that to make it collimated for the display. But we are currently working on a housing system to put the lenses into the correct orientation, and we will update that in a later video. Okay, second update as of March 12th, 2020. This is our PCB powered up and programmed initially. We have our OLED display plugged into the jumpers on J3. You can see that the program for counting up the miles per hour on the OLED is working just fine. We've got the AT Mega there pulling all the data and then displaying it over the I2C to the display. One issue that we're having right now is the 16 megahertz crystal is not accurately producing the right clock cycle. So our next step is to switch from the external clock to an internal clock on the AT Mega, and then retest with some of the code that we have on the development environment. Okay, this is the third update on March 12th, 2020. This is Group 6, Senior Design Spring 2020. We have the lens housing initial workout here. We've got the OLED display mounted at a certain distance. We've got the two lenses that collimate the image, and then we're able to view the image off of the piece of plexiglass there. There's a little bit of distortion around the edges, but we can adjust the distance between those two lenses to sort of get it at a better angle to view from the dashboard, but you can see it's clearly readable for what we would need to do in that angle.
This is the simple circuit that we are using in order to configure the Bluetooth module. As you can see right here, this is the Arduino Nano. We are using this in order to configure the Bluetooth device right here, the HC05. The circuitry is just hook up very simply. It uses the 5-volt pin from the microcontroller in order to power the HC05. We also have a voltage divider between these two resistors right here, the 1K and the 2K resistor, in order to power the RX pin correctly. Right now, nothing is connected to the Bluetooth module, which is why it is flashing really quickly. I will now connect to the Bluetooth device, which is right here. It's called the HC05. I'm going to use my laptop. It's going to connect. The default password for it right now is 1234, and it's ready to go. So now if we come over here, we can see that the LED on the Bluetooth module is blinking very slowly. When it's blinking slowly like this, that means it is connected and it is ready to transfer whatever data is required.
Hello, so this is going to be a demonstration of the Bluetooth module from the computer side. Right now, my laptop is connected to the HC05, as you can see here, and I'm going to be using TerraTerm in order to show that the module is working and that we can establish communication with it. So first, I am going to open up the connection with it via Bluetooth, as you can see here, standard serial over Bluetooth link. And I'm gonna hit OK. And it's actually on COM4. Let me try that again. Uh, OK. So it says connecting, and so now we are connected. If you were in person, you would see that the HC05 module is now blinking slowly rather than blinking really, really fast, showing that a connection was made. So now I'm going to start a serial connection, and this is to show that the serial can communicate with the Bluetooth, and I am able to send a message across. And right now I have it so that it is merely sending a string from one to the other. So the moment I start the serial string, it is going to, or once I start the serial connection, it will send a string from the serial to the Bluetooth and it will show what was sent and what is received. So the moment I hit OK, it's going to do that. Send string test over here. And as you can see over here, string send test was received. So this is proving that we can send a string from serial and receive it from Bluetooth. This portion of the demo is going to be showing off the Android application that will be alongside with our heads-up display, the Huddy Buddy. As you can see here, this is what the basic interface will look like, and this is what the user will see once the app is loaded. From here, they can search an address, look at status, look at contact, look at about. They can have a lot of options. To choose an address for navigation, one must simply touch here where the search icon is, and this will bring in a autocomplete list. This list uses Mapbox in order to do autocomplete and will autocomplete addresses, and as well as store previously placed addresses, such as these two right here. So let's add another one. Let's do this. University of Central Florida. So when you click this, it will take me there. And as you can see here, it was already kind of focused because the default location that I have is UCF. So let's search up another one. Let's search up one that was already here before. Let's do my Jacksonville address. So let's click that, zooms out, and brings you here. So when you hit start, it will then show you this screen. When navigation has started, when this screen has come up, it has successfully stored the route information needed as a string, and this uses latitude and longitude coordinates in order to do routing, and this is the information that would be sent via string or as a string via Bluetooth, and that is how this works. So if you wanted to go back to the other screen, you can click on either status or change address. Another functionality of the application is to set up an emergency contact. And to do that, you simply click on contact and it will bring up this screen. Right here, you are able to click and a dial pad shows up and you are able to put a phone number. Once the phone number is set, you hit the check mark, set number, and saved comes up. When saved comes up, that means that this number has been saved to your device under preferences. So when the application closes, this emergency contact number is already set or still set and does not have to be changed again. And last but not least, we have the about screen. The about screen just has very simple information, our group, and a return button. And that is the application.